I couldn't run and play like the other kids until I got my transplant.
Samaya's life was made possible by a generous donor. Samaya got her life back, and we got our little girl back. What can you make possible?
Organ, eye, and tissue donors are life donors. Register at donatelife.net.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the annual Donor Family Gathering. We sincerely appreciate you taking the time to tune in to this year's event and to provide us with an opportunity to thank the heroes that have helped so many people this past year. My name is Artelia Griggs, and I am here because, just like you, I lost a family member that gave the gift of life. You see, I've been through what you're going through, and I felt what you're feeling. Yes, just like you, I am a member of the community known as donor families. None of us chose to be here, but the realities of life have found us in this position. My daughter Angela passed away in November of 2010 from an asthma attack. Angela was the love of my life, and needless to say, I was devastated when I lost her. Angela was probably the most active person that I have ever known. She loved singing, she loved dancing, and she loved acting. And she was truly gifted at all three. She had a great voice and sang in her church choir and had many solo parts. She was an outstanding dancer, and you could often find crowds around her to watch her many moves. And not the least of her talents, she was also a gifted actor. She acted throughout high school and entered college as a theater major. Angela had this huge personality, and before you knew it, you'd be her best friend. She was kind, caring, and giving. And in her passing, she did something beautiful, something that brings me joy even today. Like your loved ones, she was a donor. She gave life and healing to complete strangers. As a registered donor, she knew that it was the right thing to do. She knew that it was the generous thing to do. It was the loving and kind and caring thing to do. That tragic event turned into gifts of life and gifts of love. And it is because of those tremendous gifts that I come before you today. 1 year after Angela passed, I attended a donor memorial gathering. Our loved ones were honored at that gathering as heroes for their many life-saving and life-enhancing gifts. As I listened to the message from a donor family member who had lost her son, I realized the significance of Angela's gifts. That message moved me from a life of grief to one of joy and purpose. I can now talk about Angela's amazing life with great joy, and I can speak about her death with pride, knowing that she gave so that others might have life and have it more abundantly. Her gifts of heart valves, corneas, bone, and skin tissue have greatly enhanced the lives of many. And I am so proud of the generous and selfless act of love. Following that event, I decided to support and promote a cause that she contributed to. So it's in memory and in honor of Angela that I work as a member of the Michigan Donor Family Council, the Donor Family Advisory Committee, as a volunteer for Gift of Life, and as a board member of the Detroit Motep Foundation. And I hope that my work through these organizations has helped to guide other donor families through this struggle. I feel confident that my promotion of organ, eye, and tissue donation has helped in increasing the number of registrants on the Michigan Donor Registry, which, by the way, has more than doubled in the past 8 years. And I know that I honor Angela's memory and keep her spirit alive as I tell her story. My prayer for each of you is that you will begin to overcome your grief and find joy in knowing that your loved ones gave the greatest gift of all, the gift of life, through the donation of organs, eye, and tissues. Now, obviously, things are quite a bit different this year, and the word gathering may seem like a strange term to use. Due to COVID-19, we are attending this special ceremony through our computers and our smartphones. We're doing this to help Michigan recover and reopen safely and protect ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities, and because it is the socially responsible and the right thing to do. Now, we may be physically far apart, but in spirit, we are indeed together. We are family, and we share a bond that social distancing cannot break. We're here to pay tribute to some wonderful people, your loved ones, whose last acts were ones of ultimate generosity. They donated the gifts of life, sight, and mobility, usually to complete strangers. We're here to honor their memories and to celebrate their stories and to thank them and to thank you for providing hope and healing to so many people. Now, over the course of this event, please feel free to share your thoughts and reactions in the comment section below the video. We're all here together and we want to support each other through this journey. Now, this year marks the 28th year of the Michigan Donor Family Gathering. Today's gathering is a unique opportunity for Gift of Life and Eversight to come together and thank donor families. Whether your loved one donated organs, tissues, or eyes, whether the donation was for transplantation and physical therapy or for research, the gift your loved one gave is equally generous and so much appreciated. Let's focus for a minute on how many people gave these amazing gifts last year. In our state alone, 341 people donated organs at the end of their lives, resulting in more than 1,000 organs transplanted. An additional 1,589 people were able to donate tissues, providing the gift of healing to more than 100,000 sick and injured patients. And another 1,617 people donated their corneas in our state, which gave us more than 1,200 Michigan patients that received the gift of sight. Today, we also honor the special people who are donors in spirit. These heroes had every intent of donating their organs, eyes, or tissues when they passed, but for reasons beyond anyone's control, they were not medically able to do so. Their generosity is still very much appreciated. We also want to thank another important group involved in today's event, the Michigan Donor Family Council, of which I am a very proud member. We are donor family members who volunteer our time to help others who have gone through this similar experience. In particular, the council reaches out to new donor families to help guide them along this journey. Donation is a different type of experience, and it always helps to have the guidance and encouragement from someone who has been there before. Thank you again for attending this virtual donor family gathering. I'd like to turn the camera over now to David Bosch, President of Eversight, and Dory Dills, CEO of Gift of Life.
Hello, I'm Dory Dills, the CEO of Gift of Life Michigan, the state's organ and tissue donation program.
And I'm Dave Bosch, the President and CEO of Eversight, the state's eye donation program. Dory and I want to welcome you to the 2020 Michigan Donor Family Gathering. This annual event is our way of expressing our appreciation and gratitude to all of you and to your family members who gave the gifts of life, sight, and mobility.
Because of the pandemic, we are holding this donor family gathering virtually to ensure your safety and that of our staff and volunteers. But there's one thing that hasn't changed, and that's the life-saving, life-improving power of organ, tissue, and eye donation. At Gift of Life Michigan, our core purpose is to honor life through donation. We are honoring your loved ones today, and we're thanking you for their gifts. I've been in this field for almost 30 years, and I'm still amazed every day by the generosity of donors and their families. They think of others in the time of grief. Your family member is a hero to the people who receive their gift. I hope that knowledge provides comfort and pride even as you continue to mourn their loss.
At Eversight, we have the privilege of shepherding the precious gifts of cornea donation from your loved ones to the many people waiting and hoping for the chance to see again. And the gifts many of you gave to research provide hope to the people of future generations that we will discover new cures and treatments that prevent the need for a transplant in the first place. During today's program, you'll hear the story of one man who woke up this morning to see the sun in the faces of his family, thanks to the gift he received from a generous donor and their amazing family who said yes to donation. We hope you find today's gathering both meaningful and uplifting. Most of all, we hope you know that you are not alone. You are part of the donation community, and you will always have our support.
Thank you, Dave and Dory. And now we'd like to share a message of hope and healing and gratitude from Gerry, a cornea transplant recipient.
Hi, I'm Gerry from Detroit, Michigan, 2014 Teacher of the Year, husband, father, educational consultant, and children's book author. Before all of these things, I was a double cornea transplant recipient. An eye disease as a child took my vision by my teen years, and when I got to college, I needed cornea transplant surgery. 2 cornea transplants in college gave me my sight, and I was able to see 20/20, enter into a successful career as an educator, get married, and start a family, among many other things. And it was because of the generous donation of families like yours that I was able to receive that gift of sight, which opened the door to so many possibilities that I never thought would be available to me before that. And in so many ways, the things that I've been able to do in my career and in my personal life have touched and impacted the lives of thousands upon thousands of more people, whether it be the students that I've taught, or the teachers that I've trained, or the groups that I've spoken to, or the individuals who I've been able to read my children's book to. What you have done through your gift is something that no one else can do, and it has made you a multiplier. It's had a ripple effect beyond ponds and waters that you would ever know, in lives that neither of us could even imagine. And I want to, for that, tell you how much it means to me and to so many other people that you would make such a gift and that you would make such a choice when you didn't even have to. I've accomplished so much because of the gift of sight, but I've learned that much more. And I've learned that it's by God's grace that I'm able to see, but it's by donations of families like yours that transplants are possible like mine. And grace is something that I have learned through this process, that what you did is a gift you didn't have to give, but you chose to give freely. And that it's because of that, because of the price that was paid by a family member and a family like yours, that someone like me can receive a gift that I didn't deserve or do anything to earn, and that I can be able to use that to give back in the world to other people and to serve them and show them love. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from recipients like me, for the gift of life that you've given, the gift of sight that you've given, and the gift of opportunity that wouldn't otherwise be possible to anyone. Thank you, and please know that your gift is a stone in the pond of life that causes ripples that we will never know how big they grow, because they keep on going forever.
Now we'd like to pay special tribute to each of your loved ones individually. Each donor represented here today will have a slide with his or her name on the screen. It will be in alphabetical order by first name or sometimes by their nickname. Many of you have submitted photos of your loved ones and told us something special about them. That will also be included on the slide. Bruce Nicely, Neelam Patel, and Tim McKinnon of Gift of Life will read the name of your loved ones out loud as each slide appears on the screen. We'll also include a few special messages of appreciation from transplant recipients during the slideshow.
Alex Michael Springer, Alexander Gonano, Annalie Grace Baker, Billy Quinnen, Bryce DeYoung, Chip, Dale Clancy, Dan, Daniel John Hoffman, Danny Lewis,
Hi, my name is Sue, and I'm a breast cancer survivor and a tissue transplant recipient. In 2011, I had a double mastectomy and reconstructive surgery using donor tissue. That surgery allowed me to go home the next day, cancer-free and with my reconstruction complete. I thank my donor family every day and all donor families for that wonderful, wonderful gift. Thank you.
David L. Hiles, Debbie Carbot, Deborah Pond, Donald J. Eilers, Elaine Hishok, Eleanor Porter, Elizabeth Lone, Eric Vikstrom, Gerry Jabrowski, Harper Moon Farrell, Holly Shuttler, J. Michael Kovacic, James G. Gregory, James Hauk, James Raymond Morris, Jr., Jared Allen Glenn, Jean Ash,
My name is Patrick Pruitt, and I received a corneal transplant in 1990. So I want to say thank you to all the donor families. It's because of people like you that I've had the gift of sight for the past 30 years. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Jeffrey Owen Ainsworth, Jeffrey F. Knudsen, Jillian G. Joni Kenny, John W. Copeland Jr., John Meyer, John Reister, Joseph S. Stochnik Jr., Justin Matthew Duchamp, Karen F. Gartland, Kathy Worthington, Keith Eisenman, Ken Ray, Kevin Joseph Zambo, Kyle Simpson, Mrs. Luteria McConigal, Madison White, Marie Alexandra Soa, Mark Anderson, Mark Favor,
Hi, my name is Ellen, and I am a bilateral cornea transplant recipient. I received my first transplant in December of 2016, followed 4 months later by my second in April of 17. A day does not go by when I do not think about my wonderful donors and their loved ones for the unselfish gift they gave to me so that I now have my vision. With this, I send a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to all donors and their loved ones. Thank you.
Marty Cooper, Matt Griffin, Matthew Lee Fox, Melanie Miller, Melissa Dawn McMurray Lonieski, Michael Collison, Michael Martin, Dr. Michael Doyle Ryan, Michelle Young, Nathan Moore, Patricia Smith, Paul,
Ray Pollock, Robert Gaynor Jr., Bob Loico, Robert Leslie Morrill.
Hello, my name is Anita. I'm so happy to have this opportunity to say thank you. I may never know my donor exactly or my donor's family, but I'm sure they're just like you, who used an opportunity that caused them great pain and anguish to make the generous offering to other people of life. It changed my life. It gave me life. It gave me good health. and I'm forever grateful to you, to the family member, and to God. Thank you.
Robin K. Cook. Rocky Walters. Ron. Russell Kropscott. Ruth Ann Ellis. Ryan A. Lee. Samantha Michelle Baker. Samantha Marie Ritter. Sarah Wirtz. Scott E. Dritline. Stephen Charles Sudall. Stuart Todd Hayner. Tammy Louise White. Terry Dykstra. Therese Jones. Timothy Brooks. Tony Berry.
I'm Fran, and I'm a double corneal transplant recipient. And during the pandemic, it was really important to me, this gift of renewed sight. Our first grandson arrived at the end of April. Charlie was born on April 28th over in Chicago, and because of the shutdown, we couldn't just go over there and visit him. So without my sight, that's pretty much all we had. We had Zoom meetings, we had pictures. I couldn't hold him, I couldn't smell him, he doesn't really talk yet. So without the sight, I really wouldn't have been able to enjoy that great moment, a moment I never thought I'd get to see, a grandchild, my grandson being born, and to actually see him and see him smile has meant the world to me. And I wouldn't have been able to do that without people like you. Thank you very much.
Tracy L. Roberts. Travis Bishop. Trevor Lee Schaub. Walter Kent. Bill Faunce. Maestro William Smith. Zachary Robert Gordish.
Thank you, Bruce, Neelam, and Tim. It is such an uplifting moment to learn about these very special people. You should all be very proud of your loved ones. Please know that we will have a public version of this slideshow ready in about a few weeks for you to share with family, friends, and on social media. It is said that being a donor family is like joining a wonderful community that you never wanted to be a member of. But we are all in this together. We will continue to support each other in this journey. I encourage you all to stay involved with the donor family community. It is a very special group. And be sure to check out the Donor Quilt Photo Gallery on the event website. You can find that at midonorfamilygathering.org. That's midonorfamilygathering.org. As we receive additional photos, we will add them to the gallery. Also, keep checking the Gift of Life at Eversight web pages and social media channels, and look for upcoming events that you can take part in, like Eversight's Golf for Good virtual event beginning August 18th, or Gift of Life's Donate Life Day at the Zoo. This is a virtual event which will take place on August 29th. Just think, you can experience the John Ball Zoo in Grand Rapids without ever leaving your home. And we would be remiss if we did not extend an invitation today to sign up on the Michigan Donor Registry. If you have not signed up to be a donor, please do so through Gift of Life or Eversight websites, or through the Secretary of State. Before we close, I'd like to thank all of the staff, volunteers, and transplant recipients who made this ceremony possible. Thanks to Domino Pizza and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for their support of this event. Their compassion for donor families is outstanding. Once again, thank you for being here. We are all so appreciative of the gifts that your loved ones provided. Their generosity, compassion, and kindness lives on in the lives of the people that they have saved or helped heal in some way. I hope that this brings you as much peace as it has me. As we close this program, please accept the gratitude and respect of everyone at Gift of Life, Michigan, and Eversight, as highlighted in the few photos from the employees that follow. Thank you.